Their shooting guard Trey Benham has continued to excel on and off the court. Since joining the team last season, he's top 3 in shooting percentage and has established himself as a perennial locker room leader. I sat down with Benham to learn more about how he's motivating the team ahead of conference play. To discuss Malone's impact. Their pregame show has provided students real-world experience to separate themselves in a competitive job market. Their shooting guard Trey Benham has continued to excel on and off the court. Since joining the team last season, he's top 3 in shooting percentage and has established himself as a perennial locker room leader. I sat down with Benham to learn more about how he's motivating the team ahead of conference play.
For me personally, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. I think the best thing for our team this year is to really get outside ourselves and just use what happened last year as motivation. At the end of the day, I want to win a championship, and I think last year we fell short of it. And I realized that whenever you get caught up in yourself and get caught up in what you want, you're going to continue to fall short of a collective goal of winning a championship.
Benham's leadership style is centered around his faith.
Identity is found in Jesus Christ, and Jesus was the most selfless person of all time. And the more I die to myself like Jesus did, and the more I find my identity in Jesus, the more it's easier to be selfless like he was.
Benham sees team sacrifice as an essential component to this year's success.
When you have so many good players, there's going to be a couple players that should play at any place in the country that aren't playing. And that's what's going to happen this year. And so I would say what they can bring to the table, which I've been so encouraged about, is actually thinking of others.
HBU men's basketball coach Alan Huss discusses what Trey Benham brings to the team.
Yeah, I'm proud of Trey this season. I think he's rebranded himself or reconditioned himself. I don't know exactly the right word, but he's made himself into a player that impacts the game in way more ways than shooting.
For Sports Point, I'm Parker Crumrine. The High Point Women's Indoor Track and Field team won their 3rd consecutive title last Saturday. I sat down with sophomore Brianna Malone and head coach Remy Tammer to discuss Malone's impact.
So Brianna is bringing to the table a very unique set of character traits, personality traits of who she is as a team member, as a leader, whether it is with her words or her actions, has really helped this team, this group of women.
Malone most commonly leads by demonstrating her dependability.
Using my words to lead people, but I think it's mostly just making sure people know that I'm going to give it my all every day, or whether it's a workout or a race, that they can count on me.
Malone's biggest area of growth from her freshman to her sophomore year has been her confidence.
Of things instead of in terms of failure, in terms of how could I succeed here, or
Malone's confidence has changed how she mentally prepares for meets.
Right before the race, I'm more focused on I'll just be talking to my teammates and having fun with them, and that's honestly the best mental preparation because your mind is clear. Malone will look to continue her success during the outdoor season. For Sports Point, I'm Parker Crumrine. Welcome to Straight to the Point. I'm Parker Crumrine, joined alongside by Natalie DiLorenzo and Bella Caruso. High Point University had an exciting weekend as the men and women's basketball team clinched a March Madness berth last Sunday. The men are making their first appearance in program history, while the women are making their second. Natalie, what are your takeaways from Sunday's game? A lot that could happen, and at the end of the day, when the players and the coaches are watching on Selection Sunday, it's kind of all outside of their control. But in my personal opinion, I think they're probably going to end up, my guess, a 12, 13. If I had to guess, probably a 13. And it'll be interesting to see where exactly they play because, of course, there's been discussion about them playing in Raleigh. That seems unlikely at this point in time. Most likely they're going to either Lexington, Kentucky, or Providence, Rhode Island, or there's even been talks about them going to Seattle. Out of those locations, excluding Raleigh, where do you think High Point's going to end up?